Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited because today I am doing something just a little bit different for you. I am going to be taking you into the I'm going to be taking you into the wild. Hopefully that's not an omen about how this day is going to go. So not only will I be talking about the book Into the Wild, but I'm actually going to be taking you out on a hike in the Pacific Northwest, which is where I live, and just showing you a little bit of the beautiful country and then talking about the book as well. But I'll start talking about the book at the Trailhead, I think, is kind of what I'm going to do. But what I will do right now is just show you all of the stuff that I am bringing for just a 4-mile hike. And it'll come up again when we talk about the book a little bit later. So let's look at what I'm bringing today. All right, so this is the pile of stuff. As you can see, I have my reading glasses, which will get left in the car. I have a little thing of hand sanitizer because you never know. I have a heart rate monitor that I will wear to see just how hard I'm working. Not that I necessarily need that. I have my Into the Wild book, but I also have my day hike book, which has maps in it and tells us the exit that we have to go to. But it is my favorite hiking book. I also have my day pass, which we need for parking at the trailhead. And then we have some snacks. We have our string cheese. We have some pumpkin bread. I have a pair of light socks and a pair of wool socks. Oops. And I have a buff, which I like to wear. I also do have a mask in case I want to wear that. I have a hat. I have a small tripod that I'll bring with me just in case. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I have my favorite rain jacket because it's probably going to be a little bit rainy up there. And then I have my favorite backpack. So this backpack I have been using now for a long time, and you can tell it's pretty dirty now, but I love it so much. And I have a 1.5 liter thing of water in this. So I have plenty of water. The hike we're doing today is actually just a 4-mile hike, but it is a beautiful, beautiful area. So, and then I have my hiking boots I have to go get out of the car. All right, so these are the magnificent hiking boots. Yes, they are in a plastic bin because, woo, they're a little dirty. Boone, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go hiking? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you a good boy? Booney, 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 Booney. What are you doing? You don't need to get out of the car. We're leaving. Say bye-bye. He's ready. There. He's ready. There's far more snow than I realize. There's not that this is a figment of your imagination. There's no snow. Oh, it's a little cold. It was a very pretty day today. Yep, that's my life today. So we are at the trailhead. We are at Rattlesnake Ledge. It's about a 2-mile hike up, not with no elevation, definitely. But today we're talking about Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer. There's a little bit of snow up here that I wasn't prepared for necessarily, which is interesting. But if you're not familiar with Into the Wild, it's the story of Chris McCandless, who had interesting ideas about kind of how to live his life and really wanted to be not bound by kind of anything that work or home or family, and wanted to go out and have kind of an ultimate adventure. And he ended up donating $25,000 of his college tuition and just taking off with, the clothes on his back and the little, beat up car, and started out on his adventure. So we'll talk more later about the book, but we're just getting started at the trailhead. It is actually a really beautiful day. There's a lovely lake behind me that the dog is not allowed to go swimming in. And we're going to go hike up. It's not a short or easy hike. It is also a little bit chilly. So we'll see how much footage I'll get and whether I talk more about this when I get back or on the trail. Right, this is quite the amount of switchbacks and snowy, slick terrain. Beautiful. I wasn't expecting this much snow. It's like Into the Wild. One of the things that like Chris McCandless had was a very high confidence in his abilities on the mountain or in the wild. He just felt like he would be able to get out of anything. I'm not so much that. I'm cautious, so even with this amount of snow, I wish I had my poles. Chris McCandless really starts off going in more of a southerly direction and is kayaking on kind of like back areas, gets stuck, ends up in Mexico. Oh, makes it out of that okay, which gives him a pretty high, again, level of confidence that he'd be able to get out of anything. So, all right. Okay, there's a little bit of snow. Tiny, small amount. Don't tell Darlene though. Shh. She doesn't know that there's snow, right? You don't know there's snow.
What snow?
Exactly. The beauty is that I will just put music over this, and so no one can hear me breathe heavy. Nice, huh? Oh, come here. Come here. We're actually gonna head back down fairly quick. There's a bit more snow than we kind of anticipated, which is interesting because like Chris McCandless and his story, he heads out to the Alaskan backcountry with very little provisions, very little planning, assumes he can go out and survive in the backcountry, which, he does for a very long amount of time. But he was very, very unprepared. He didn't have a map with him. He didn't have a lot of food with him. And he survived 100+ days out there. He killed a moose, but didn't know the proper methods of drying it. We're out here for a day hike, and I had checked, a friend of mine had come up here not long ago to do this hike and said there was no snow and it wasn't slick. Clearly there's snow and it's slick, and we don't have poles with us today. Being the mile marker, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and head back down. Beautiful day. I'm not sure about Chris McCandless, and like there's a lot of reasons to admire him and a lot of reasons to think he was extremely foolish. He ended up passing away in the Alaskan backcountry. They found his body 12 days after he died. They think he might have eaten something bad. He had tried to get out and couldn't because the conditions were so bad. And it's sad and tragic. Krakauer did a wonderful job of giving lots of different perspectives of the book, which I really appreciated. That snow falling on me. A lot of different perspectives on Chris McCandless and both the positive and the negative kind of what happened to him. But it was a great book. I highly recommend it. I'm going to actually start heading back down and meet my friend. Not take any chances. My friend's knee isn't doing super good. So we're just going to have a nice couple-mile hike out here and then kind of take it easy and hope I don't fall on this very, very, very slick downhill. So I'll do a final wrap up of the book either later at home or in the car. Hi everyone, as you can see I am safely back home after our hike and just going to do a little bit of a wrap up for Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer. One of the things that I had mentioned out while on the trail is, Chris McCandless, there are a lot of things to really admire about Chris McCandless and a lot of things that were just very, very foolish. His ultimate death in the backcountry was incredibly preventable had he looked at a map, had he had a map with him, had he planned even a little bit, he would not have passed away. And, it's very, very tragic. I really appreciated Krakauer in this book, though, because he gave an example of when he was young and just some foolish things you don't think about going out and doing these things when you're maybe I don't even know if it's age, but a certain, just perspective. And Krakauer himself was lucky to have survived. And he goes through a couple of other, scenarios of people and examples of people that had similar experiences and also perished. And it's very sad, this book. It's no surprise, no spoiler, that this is a very famous story. And there's a movie that was made of this as well. And it was sad. It made me sad. I love the outdoors, but as you can see from my hike, even with my preparation, we were not quite prepared enough for the hike today. But the difference is we turned around when we got uncomfortable. We did not keep going. Now, very different scenario. We were on a very much shorter hike. We were not in the backcountry. People knew where we were at. They knew when we were going to be home. And we had water, we had food, we had enough for the day. But the thing that could have happened is, one of us could have slipped on that and hurt our foot. We did have phone signal where we were at. But we were pretty prepared and still unprepared. And so, I really felt for like his parents make an appearance in this book, and the book is largely sourced from Chris McCandless's own diaries, and so that's why Krakauer had so much information, is really through the people McCandless knew, people he interacted with, letters he wrote, and diaries. And so very heartfelt. I believe they've also had to remove this bus from the Alaskan backcountry after the movie and the book came out, because people were trying to hike out there and stay out there, and kind of experience the same thing. And so very, very sad. One thing that was in this that I thought was really interesting and kind of brings up one topic for me today, which is he had a dog that they wondered if, he'd been allowed to take the dog with him, if he would have taken as many risks, where he was willing to risk his own life, but not willing to risk the life of the dog. And so, there was a lot of footage of my friend's dog today. But what a beautiful day. I have showered and taken a nap, a lovely nap, and feel somewhat recovered. I'm looking forward to reading my next outdoor adventure book. I hope you enjoyed all the outdoor footage today. I had a lot of fun. Just trying to figure out a way to record while I was out there. I don't love to have my phone out when I'm hiking, just because I'd much rather experience the outside. And so I didn't get as much footage as I wanted, but I hope you liked it. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.